Good morning. Welcome to our first M1 class, White Coat Ceremony, the class of 2021. I'm Dr. Terry Blevins, Assistant Dean for Student Affairs, and it is my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Alex Stagnaro-Green, the Regional Dean of the University of Illinois College of Medicine, Rockford. Dr. Stagnaro-Green is a renowned clinician scientist and an academic leader with extensive experience in curriculum design and development, administration, clinical research, and public service in the field of thyroid and pregnancy. He has published more than 100 articles, over 50 abstracts, and has given more than 60 national and international presentations. He's a graduate of Mount Sinai School of Medicine and completed a fellowship there in endocrinology and metabolism following an internal medicine residency at New Jersey Medical School. In 2005, he received a Master's of Health Professions Education at the University of Illinois at Chicago. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Stagnaro-Green.
Well, good morning, everybody. Boy, I really wish this week was next week because my mom is coming next week from Virginia, and she always asks me, what the heck do I do? and when am I going to get a real job? So maybe, Terry, I'll have to have her introduce you, and you could fill her in a little bit. I've not been very successful. Anyway, it's my pleasure to welcome everybody today, the parents, the grandparents, the spouses, the significant others, the aunts, uncles, friends, children, and anyone else who I'm not thinking about. Today is really a monumental day for us because this is our first M1 ceremony, and this is the first time we have M1s on our campus. So we have been preparing for this for 18 months, and we are just so delighted to have you here. So you think you guys are excited, but I'll tell you the staff is even more excited. I'm not going to talk so much about the white coat ceremony because you're going to hear from Dr. Anderson all about that and how it ties and welcomes our students to the medical profession. And we'll see the transformation of that area to individuals who look like just very well-dressed young adults to now all of a sudden very well-dressed young professionals with the white coats. So that will occur during the course of the morning. But what I'm going to do is spend 15, 20 minutes giving you a lecture. So you didn't realize that you signed up for a lecture. And you didn't realize that there would be a test before you could eat. The test is say, yes, that was a very good talk, and you passed the test. But given that many of you are new to our family and new to this community, as well as the students, I'm going to spend that 15 minutes telling you what we're all about. I'm going to talk about these 5 topics, and hopefully you'll walk out of here and get an appreciation that we do more than just educate our students to become physicians. We give them the opportunity to blossom in a variety of different ways, and we do research that's groundbreaking and has international implications, and we have a very strong commitment to the community. We're a young medical school. The University of Illinois Chicago started about 150 years ago, but this campus started in 1972 and graduated those young individuals that you see here in 1975. There was a strong desire of community physicians to bring a medical school here, so that was a strong impetus. And the other impetus was from the government of Illinois that there needed to be more physicians in downstate Illinois, that physicians were all concentrated in the Chicago area. And very fittingly, our medical school started in a place that was a TB sanitarium. And you can see that, and my office was the head office of the TB sanitarium. And every time I cough, I wonder. But I've been very blessed throughout my medical profession. Every illness that every medical student resident thinks they get, I never got. But we expanded from a medical school to what's called an academic health science center. An academic health science center has more than just one profession. So we have medical students, and now we have nursing students. That started over 25 years ago. We have graduated over 350 individuals with doctor's degrees, and and masters in the Doctor of Nursing Practice and the Master of Science. That's critically important for us because as we train our students to practice medicine, everyone needs to understand that medicine today is not medicine 100 years ago or 50 years ago, where the physician was the be-all and the end-all. The physician is a member of a team, a complex team of professionals who do the best they can to improve the health and well-being of their patients, and you can't do it alone. So the ability for our medical students and nursing students to interact is fantastic. We have a unique program called the Masters of Science in Medical Biotechnology program. These are individuals who graduated from their bachelor's programs and are learning the cutting edge of science in the laboratory arena, how to do DNA and RNA testing, Western blots and Northern blots, how to grow cells in culture, and then analyze them through something called flow cytometry. They are well trained then to go out to jobs in industry, academia, and many of them actually go on for further degrees. We've had some of those students go on for MDs, for PhDs, and even one student went on for a JD. It also adds a very interesting component because the vast majority of these students are from China and from India, and it adds to the international flavor of our campus and makes it a more interesting and exciting place for us to be. In 2011, we opened up a whole new component to the campus that some of you might have walked through already and the rest of you will see, and that's our Partners Pavilion. It was 58,000 square feet of green space. That allowed us to bring another health professions here, and we brought the College of Pharmacy. That started in 2010. We've already graduated 4 classes. These individuals graduate with a PharmD, so Doctor of Pharmacy. And once again, they now interface with the physicians, with the medical students, with the nursing students, with the master students, to have a wonderful interplay of all the health professions, or at least many of the health professions. And my hope is in the years to come, while I'm dean here, we can bring other health professions such as dentistry and behavioral sciences, both of which are greatly, greatly needed in downstate Illinois. Education. So we started out with 19 students that I showed you in that first picture. This is our student graduating class, not from this past year, but the year before. And you can see the numbers have increased, the diversity has increased. We are now up to almost 2,000 students. So 2,000 students graduating from this campus who go throughout the country, and in fact 50 to 60% have stayed within the Rockford, Winnebago area. And for those of us who live in Rockford, Winnebago, you probably cannot go to a physician who either has gone to medical school here, trained in a residency program, or is part of our teaching faculty. This has had a major, major impact on the Rockford area. In fact, we bring in $60 million as a campus to help move the Rockford campus forward. And we're a family, and we enjoy being a family. And one of the things that attracted me when I decided that I wanted to be a dean of a small college of medicine. I wanted to get to know the faculty. I wanted to get to know the students. I wanted to get to know the families, and I wanted to be able to work in the community. So this is match day. Most of you will be back here on match day. If not, you'll be wired in. It'll be match day 2021, so March 2021, so don't plan a cruise or place where you can't stay electronically connected. And that's where our 55 students will find out, after all their hard work, what field of medicine they're going to specialize in and where they're going to go for the next 3 to 9 years of their training. So it's a really exciting day. In fact, it's the most exciting day from my perspective. The individual on the left is Sonali. She was our class president. That's her fiance. And she found out she just matched in Cleveland in internal medicine, and he's a year ahead of her, Cleveland in surgery, and as you could tell, they're quite excited. On your bottom left, we have a student who matched in OB, and you can see that was very fitting. I did have a private talk with him and told him I thought pediatrics might have been more appropriate. He shook his head, and so maybe they're having more children. I didn't think it was appropriate for me to ask. And there we have a mom with one of our students as she opens her envelope and shows where she'll be going for the next 3 to 5 years of her training. And then we have a really remarkable education program called Rural Medicine, or RMED. A third to half of our students are in this program. They're recruited from rural Illinois with the goal of coming here, training in medicine. They get the same curriculum as everybody else, plus they get a special curriculum related to rural medicine. And the hope is that they go back afterwards and start dealing with the incredible lack of healthcare professions throughout our 101 counties. All of those in the RMED program will know this individual who's riding the Bronco. That's Mark Meyer. Mark Meyer is the Assistant Director for Rural Recruitment and Retention. He's the one who goes out and meets the students. In his younger days, he would ride the rodeo. He did that until he had a cervical neck injury. And I'll tell a story that might be out of school, so if it is shared out here, I will deny it. He recently turned 50, and he said he wanted to ride a rodeo. And his wife very nicely told him that if he rode it and heard it, she'd drop him off at the nearest hospice and just drive away. We've had 300 students in our RMED program. Over 80% are in primary care, and 70% have gone back to rural Illinois. That's the highest in the country. It's a really remarkable program. The helicopter you see is part of a day called No Harm on the Farm, and we take all the students out to the farm, and we have a simulated tractor rollover, and we have a dummy underneath it, not a faculty member. It's just a true dummy. And we then have ambulance and fire and police, and the OSF helicopter comes and they extricate the individual. They also do a simulated grain entrapment. And one of my introductions to Rockford, I'm a Northeasterner, I grew up in Brooklyn, is I got put in the grain entrapment. And let me tell you, if you've ever been trapped in that, it's amazing. Once it's up to your waist, you can't get out. And when it's up to your chest, you could barely breathe, because every time you take a breath in, the grain just comes in tremendous pressure against the chest. So all these things we train our students. Our RMED philosophy has been so successful, it's been copied around the country and copied around the world. This is a relationship with Princess Narathiwat in Thailand. It's on the southernmost border of Thailand, right on the Malaysian border. They approached us 10 years ago and had tried to start a school there, but unsuccessfully, and they wanted to do it with the rural medicine philosophy. Well, we were able to do that. We've helped open their medical school and open their hospital, and the bottom picture is a picture of the president in the middle of Princess Narathiwat, and on the right, some of us from Rockford renewing our memorandum of understanding and long-term relationship. So very exciting program. We've also extended the RMED concept to have a Native American pathway program. Just as there are not enough physicians in rural Illinois, there's not enough physicians for the Native American population in the tribes and on the reservations. So we're working with 3 tribes, the Northern Arapaho, Eastern Shoshone, and the Karuk tribe in Northern California. And we are working to bring students from those reservations to come and train with us and then go back to the reservation afterwards to work with their tribes. We've been working on this for 6 or 7 years, and we're just getting our first couple of students. And we're very excited about this program because it's completely consonant and consistent with our philosophy of extending health care to everybody who needs it. Research is an integral component of any medical center. And some people will say, well, Rockford is a pretty small medical center. There's probably not much research going on. And that is anything but the truth. We have a lot of exciting areas, and this is just some of those areas. And I'm just going to talk about one, lymphatic filariasis. Lymphatic filariasis, you may know as elephantiasis. And elephantiasis is caused by the parasite you see in purple. on the left-hand side, bottom left-hand side of the screen, and that causes the massive swelling of the lower extremities and up to the abdomen. It is the second most disabling disease in the world, and for those individuals who get it, it's often very socially isolating. People don't want to be near you. They're afraid when you have that. We have a researcher, Dr. Ramaswamy, who is the world leader in developing a vaccine to eradicate that disease. He has been funded by the National Institute of Health for 20 years. He's run primate trials at Bethesda, Maryland, and NIH, and we're now ready to start human trials, and there's a number of phases to go through with the hope that one day we can eradicate, just like people talk about eradicating polio, we can eradicate here in Rockford lymphatic filariasis. We are also the beneficiary of some incredible generosity. The Blazer Foundation, based here in Rockford, gave us $3 million that we matched with $3 million from the university to bring in two incredible researchers. Dr. Matt Topol on the top right is doing research where he's working to increase the longevity of hip transplants and knee transplants. When you get those transplants, they often don't last for more than 10 or 15 years because of the friction that occurs when the joints hit each other. He is working on a number of devices to make sure that that transplant, when it goes in, can last for the lifespan of the individual. Dr. June Lee, we recruited from Connecticut. She was the head of stem cell research, and she's doing amazing things. In fact, she's doing things that I was told was impossible when I was a medical student. And often what you find in medical school is what you learn as a medical student or as a junior faculty member, you find is wrong. And that's the advance of science, and that's where research comes in. So she's working to treat these diseases such as ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or Lou Gehrig's disease. We want our students to get involved in research. We've built a support system. It's not a mandatory part of the curriculum, but we think it's an important part of the curriculum. And then every year we have a research day. We had 100 research posters this past year. And you get a little bit of sense of the enthusiasm, and we cancel classes for the day, and we spend the whole day celebrating research. And then we created a fund. So any student who has research that he or she started and is accepted for a national or international meeting, we will give $1,000. So you see on your bottom left, Ijama Aju, who was the first student who received it. She did work on sickle cell, I think it was, and just so happened she got to present in Rome, not Rome here, but Rome, Italy. It was the first time she's been out of the country, and she came back, and for the next couple of weeks, I never saw her feet touch the ground. My hope is with the 230 students is that every student makes use of this fund, and my problem is to raise $250,000 each year to give our students that experience. Rockford is known for its very, very strong clinical training. When our students go and they do their residency, the feedback we get is that they are better trained than most places, and they have the ability to hit the ground running. And that's because of all of the sites that we have. We have 3 major health systems, Mercy Health, OSF St. Anthony, and Swedish American, which is a division of UW Health. Altogether, they have 1,000 beds in Rockford to take care of patients that are open for our students to learn and work with those physicians. We have the Crusader Community Health, we have the Rosecrans Psychiatric Facility, we have the L.P. Johnson Family Health Center, which is a residency we run. All told, we have between 400 and 500 voluntary physicians who give their time to teach our students. And they do it because that is part of what being a physician is. It's taking care of your patients, but also giving back to society and training the next generation. And finally, we have community. My philosophy is we are a state institution. We are here to help improve the health and well-being of the people of Rockford, Winnebago, and the state of Illinois. And here's just a short list of community organizations that we're involved in. Everything from the American Heart Association to elder abuse, Gigi's Playhouse, which is for children with Down syndrome, One of the major areas we work with is the Rockford public school system, trying to get their high school students excited, not just in medicine, but any healthcare profession. And this year, out of all of the organizations working with the high schools, our school was selected as the most effective and most dedicated. And here you see some of the students we work with. On the top right, we have a student very intently learning how to suture a banana. We have our students on the bottom right who are working in a soup kitchen. And then obesity is a real problem in our community, and childhood diabetes, so our students go out and get the kids active and make it a fun activity. And then another thing we do in the population, and this is something that is unfortunate but necessary, is we run the Merit Center, the Medical Evaluation Response Initiative team. It's a team of a physician, 3 or 4 nurses, social workers, staff, where children from 14 different counties in northern Illinois who are the worst cases of child abuse, child neglect, physical abuse, sexual abuse, come to us, we evaluate them, we put them in a protected environment, and then we continue by giving the reports that the courts need, and when need be, testify in court so that the best interest of those children are taken care of. So, in about 15-20 minutes, you've heard about our rich history, all the students we've graduated, almost about 2,000, one aspect of the many areas of research we do, the great clinical training that our students will be getting, and our commitment to the community. So this hopefully gives you just a very quick flavor of what our medical college is all about. And again, it's a pleasure to welcome you as the dean and to share this information with you. What I would now like to do is to introduce, no, I don't want to do that. I don't know what I want to do. Yes, I want to introduce the faculty, right? So I want to introduce the faculty on the stage who will assist me in coding the students. So Dr. Colleen Anderson is Assistant Medical Director of Open Arms Free Clinic and a graduate of the College of Medicine, Rockford. Dr. Ines Bardella is Visiting Professor and Head, Department of Family and Community Medicine. Dr. Errol Baptist, Professor of Pediatrics and the Faculty Mentor of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Gary Fernando, Pediatrician and President of the Winnebago County Medical Society and a 2007 graduate of our College of Medicine. And if you can't figure out he's a pediatrician, just look at his feet. Dr. Mitchell King, Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, Interim Chair of the Department of Health Science Education, and Professor of Clinical Family Medicine. Dr. John Myers, Clinical Assistant Professor of Surgery and a retired cardiothoracic surgery. Dr. Richard Nora, a Clinical Assistant Professor of Medicine. And Dr. Connie Vitale, Assistant Dean of Medical Education and Visiting Professor of Clinical Pathology. We would like to recognize the sponsors of our white coat ceremony. These sponsors have a long-standing tradition of support for the Rockford medical students. They have provided the monogrammed white coats that we would be presenting to each student. So please join me in acknowledging the support of the Winnebago County Medical Society and the Rockford Medical Alumni Fund. So now it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Errol Baptist, who will induct the 4th-year students who have been selected into the Gold Humanism Honor Society. I noticed I don't have a little blurb about Dr. Baptist, so I'm just going to talk off the cuff for a second. Dr. Baptist, you can relax. So Dr. Baptist is probably one of the most revered educators that we have here on the College of Medicine. He teaches in the pediatric rotation. I understand that he meets with the students. I don't know if it's 6 o'clock in the morning, Errol? 6:30. 6:30? He's a generous man. So he meets with them 6:30 and gives lectures. Every year, the students will select faculty to give a golden apple as an acknowledgement of someone who has been a fantastic teacher. Well, Dr. Baptist has so many golden apples, I now think he has the golden orchard. So with that, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Errol Baptist.
Good morning. Medical students, families, faculty, and friends. I got so much gold in my hands that I got to put it down before I drop it and lose it. But it's not mine. It's going to go to the people over there, and they'll be richer by the end of the morning. Not so much in the value of this, but in all the honors they're going to be getting, the recognition they richly deserve. I have to make a little speech. I thought in case the teleprompter wasn't working or I couldn't find the page, I'd bring a little backup here. And maybe I should, because this looks like a longer version, the shorter version. You want the shorter version? Yes. And the Gold Humanist Award 2017, I'll tell you a little bit about this award. The Arnold P. Gold Foundation works with healthcare professionals in training and in practice to instill a culture of respect, dignity, and compassion for patients and professionals. The foundation was established in 1988 by Arnold Gold, MD, Sandra Gold, and their colleagues at the Columbia University College of Physicians and Surgeons in New York. The mission of the Gold Humanism Honor Society is to recognize individuals who can serve as role models, mentors, and leaders in medicine. The attributes of humanistic doctors include integrity, excellence, compassion, altruism, respect, integrity, and service. This year, nominated by their peers, 8 medical students have been selected for this singular honor. And I think is the announcement going to be made by somebody as to who is giving the announcements, or do I do it? Who announces the students? Okay, thank you. Thank you. That was a short speech.
Dr. Baptist, you have to come back up here. You have to give him his gold. You have to give him the gold.
I give him gold.
Okay. So students, as I read your name, please come forward and Dr. Baptist will pin you. Noah Boughton. Noah is a passionate leader who has been a program coordinator at the Bridge Clinic, a free clinic in Rockford where he established a screening program for new patients. He leads a team of volunteers and collaborates with local hospitals to connect patients with resources for assistance. Noah has also conducted studies to improve the quality of care and to better understand the barriers to obtaining health care within the community. Noah is a James Scholar, a MedSib mentor, and an avid disc golf player. Robert Friedel has... Bob has served his peers as Vice President and Secretary of the University of Illinois College of Medicine Medical Student Council. He was the student lead for the LCME self-study for reaccreditation, and he is a board member of the Winnebago County Medical Society. He was the founder and co-president of the Organized Medicine Interest Group and an event planner for both UMSC's Student Leadership Retreat and the Family Medicine Midwest Conference. He is a James Scholar and a Craig Fellow. Ivo Genev. Ivo is a James Scholar, and he has been an outstanding researcher, currently tackling his largest retrospective yet in the field of gastroenterology. He received a scholarship from the Winnebago County Medical Society for his involvement with the Northern Illinois Diabetes Coalition, where he served as a volunteer diabetes educator with underserved children in grades 1 through 5. Joseph Hancox. Joe was the president of the Rockford Medical Student Council. He was an active volunteer both in Urbana, where he was for M1 year, where he volunteered at Austin's Place Women's Shelter, and he was a student clinician in the Multicultural Health Center. In Rockford, he works at Wesley Willows and volunteers at the Rockford Rescue Mission. He's an active member of the Social Justice League and was a dealer for the College of Medicine's Casino Night fundraiser. Joe qualified for the Boston Marathon in 2011 and continues to enjoy running. Kelsey LaVault. Kelsey worked in public health research and as a dance instructor prior to medical school, both of which inspired her decision to come to medical school. She received the Asclepius Award for her work with the Rockford Medical Student Council, where she served as secretary. She was the chair of Healthy Halloween and a volunteer educator at the ARC and the Bridge Clinic. Kelsey has a strong interest in research as well and has done research on the dangers of tobacco, the challenges of prescription drug use and opioid addiction in rural Illinois, and is working on a study on Alzheimer's. Leonard Tiger Onsen. Tiger has been a teaching assistant for his peers, a Med-Sib mentor, and a Step 1 coach. He was an active community volunteer organizing the We Choose Health Day at the Discovery Center. He volunteered at the Rockford Marathon, worked at the Coal City, Illinois Tornado Relief Group, and was a Camp Gibson volunteer. Tiger is a James Scholar with multiple research projects. Dylan Taberzi. Dylan is a first-generation medical student and is a member of our rural medicine program. He has been committed to giving back to the community through his volunteer work at Discovery Center and with Healthy Halloween. He has been the president of Family Medicine Interest Group and a committee member of the 2017 Family Medicine Midwest Conference. He's on the RMED Recruitment and Retention Committee and is a member of the Catholic Medicine Interest Group Board. Jenny Toomba. Jenny Toomba is a first-generation immigrant and the first in her family to graduate from college. She is a gifted teacher, working as a teaching assistant in organic chemistry as well as the clinical skills course. She was a lead coordinator for the Science, Health, and Immersion program, a student ambassador, and a mentor with the Med-Sib program. As co-president for SMARTS, she organized the Brave Beauties event for breast cancer survivors. She actively volunteers with Healing Hands, Changing Hearts, the Bridge Clinic, and Faithful to Fitness. Congratulations to our new Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Baptist will now lead them in the oath.
We take the oath together and start off. I pledge by all that I hold dear as a physician. I will care for my patients with compassion, respect, empathy, integrity, and clinical excellence. I will listen to my patients with my whole being. I will advocate for each patient as a unique individual. I will serve as a role model and mentor to promote humanism in healthcare. I will remember always the healing power of acts of caring. I will dedicate myself to joining with others to make healthcare optimal for all. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all of our Gold Humanism Award winners. All our fourth-year students, and all will be matching this year and are great models for our incoming students. That's what they're probably saying, we're matching in 8 months. It's my pleasure now to introduce Dr. Colleen Anderson as our keynote speaker. Dr. Anderson came to Rockford to attend the University of Illinois College of Medicine, Rockford. Before graduating in 2010, she was recognized for her exemplary humanistic patient care when her peers nominated her for induction into the Gold Humanism Honor Society, an organization whose members have a responsibility to model, support, and advocate for compassionate, patient-centered care throughout their careers. Dr. Anderson began living that mission soon after, when in 2012 she became a founding board member of Open Arm Free Health Clinic in Elkhorn, Wisconsin. This was the first such clinic in Walworth County, providing free, non-emergent health care with respect and dignity for low-income individuals who do not have health insurance. She has helped expand the free clinic to include dental and mental health for the underserved. Her passion for healthy families has led her to continue to be a leader at the College of Medicine, serving on the Dean's Action Council, as well as numerous other community organizations, including the YMCA and the Discovery Center Museum, through her volunteer work, philanthropic efforts, and leadership. Let's give a warm welcome to Dr. Colleen Anderson.
So that picture brings me back to my white coat ceremony day. So that's a vintage shot there. And I introduced my family to my boyfriend, who would later become my husband. So that was a special day for us, as it is for many of you. So Dean Stagnero-Green, faculty, fellow physicians, and guests, I'm honored to welcome the class of 2021 and their families to the first ever M1 white coat ceremony for this campus. This used to be a privilege only given to second-year students. So it's very exciting and significant to pass that honor to all of you first-year students. We're all family and friends here, so I'm going to be honest for a second. I was completely humbled when Dr. Stagnero-Green called to ask me to be your speaker. But when I got off the phone, I thought, how old am I getting? In all seriousness, I'm honored to be a part of today's celebration, and even more honored to welcome you to the profession of medicine. As I reflect back on my white coat ceremony day, I remember the excitement, the nerves, and the pride that came with donning the official wardrobe of a doctor. I hope you feel the great responsibility and honor that comes with wearing the white coat like I felt that day. You will soon realize, if you haven't already, what a privilege it is to be on the Rockford campus as a medical student. You will be mentored by some of the best attending physicians in the country. You will have access to direct patient care. You will perform histories and physicals and be told things that people have never told another person. You won't just scrub in to observe surgeries. You will hold the scalpel and you will perform the surgeries. You will deliver babies. You will have many unique experiences in the hospitals and clinics in this community that will help you come out of this as a better person, ready for the rest of your medical training. Before I continue, I'll share a little bit more about myself. I grew up in the rural community of Amboy, Illinois with my 5 brothers and 1,500 other people. I did not come from a medical family. I went off to college, in itself a fairly novel experience in my neighborhood and community, but only after I spent a year representing agricultural education while serving as the state FFA president. I was hoping to go to college to the University of Illinois College of Medicine, or not College of Medicine. I was hoping to go to University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana to study agriculture. And I was taking a year off serving as the president of FFA. My brother asked me if I would join him that summer to take an EMT class. He knew his whole life he wanted to go into medicine, and I just thought it was really cool he wanted to hang out with his little sister. So as I completed my clinical hours for my EMT license that summer, I quickly realized how much I enjoyed responding to calls on the ambulance and working in the emergency room. However, I did find myself in situations where I felt helpless or unqualified to care for some of those people, including my first shift in the ER, when 3 patients were brought in very close in age to my own age. And I learned from the ER doc and the nurses that night that sometimes you can't heal every patient, but you can be there with respect and dignity for them and their families. 10 days before starting college, I switched to a career, a different major, and I went to Benedictine University, a small liberal arts school with the hopes to go to medical school. And that takes me to the biggest lesson I learned while at Benedictine, in a class I didn't want to take. I'm sure some of you have been in those classes before. It was a required humanities class. And I remind myself of this lesson often. And it's a rule of St. Benedict. Listen with the ear of your heart. Your greatest teachers are going to be your patients. You can diagnose and learn a lot just by listening to your patient with the ear of your heart. As a medical student on this campus, I was able to combine my passion for agriculture and my passion for medicine through the rural medical program that you heard about. I learned how much medicine really is a team sport. You do not wear your white coat alone, and your strength is not as individuals anymore, but as a collective healthcare team working with pharmacists, nurses, dentists, and many other professionals. This white coat, it doesn't know any religious, cultural, or ethnic boundaries. Remember, you are all on the same team for your patients. Support each other in celebrating and commiserating the highs and lows that you will inevitably experience. Fast forward through my medical training. It's Mother's Day 2010, where I'm sitting in church holding my brand new baby. The priest knew I had just graduated from medical school and I was going to be staying at home with my kids. He was walking down the aisle and he stopped me and turned around and came back and said, "Would you help me start a free medical clinic?" Sitting there, I'm holding my new baby, I have a lot going on, but can you say no to a priest? And I had experience as a medical student working in free clinics in this community. So I knew I had resources to go to, but I felt like I hadn't learned enough in my training to actually get a free clinic up and going. But I also knew what it was like to have no health insurance, because going into medical school the year before, I had spent the whole year hoping nothing was wrong with me because I knew I had no access to health care. So after encouragement from my husband, and I sat down, I met with 5 other people who I thought could help be a part of getting a clinic going. And we kept meeting for months, bringing more people to the table that were interested. We had a lot going on, but we weren't exactly sure when or how to open. And so it was one day we just said, you know what? We have enough interested people, and we know that people need our care. We started getting calls about 10 months before our clinic even opened. And so we just opened our doors. We weren't sure who our patients were going to be and how much care we could give them. We only had a few $1,000s. But it took me back to remembering you can do a lot for your patients just by listening to them. And we learned that our patients were not people looking for a handout, but they were rather our neighbors, our friends, our family members who were working multiple low-paying jobs but couldn't make ends meet to afford health care. Our patients are people who look a lot like you and me, but they happen to fall in the cracks. We try to be that safety net to the disadvantaged, serving them with open hearts, open minds, and open arms. Many of them are not with our clinic long. We help them get on their feet. A lot of people are in between jobs, and there's a few months that they just aren't getting the medical care that they need. In the beginning, I spent more hours a week working at the free clinic than I did on my rotations in medical school. But I always walked away feeling like I gained more. Whether it's helping a lifelong diabetic patient get back on medications and taking care of their chronic disease, or caring for a newly diagnosed breast cancer patient, I know that our team is making a difference in our community. Our free clinic has grown exponentially over 6 years. Last year, we had over 300 volunteers, see over 2,000 patients. We've been able to raise enough funds just through private donations and grants to expand our scope of care. And we've been able to partner with other healthcare organizations so that our patients get the life-saving surgeries and cancer treatment that they need. All of this work is wonderful, but the need continues. I hope some of you will help respond to that continuing need in the future. Enough about my journey in medicine. You are setting out on your own journey today. By being here, about to receive your white coat, you have proven you are very intelligent. You are completely capable of being a good doctor, but are you willing to go to the next step of being an excellent doctor? When you ask patients about their opinion of doctors, it often comes down to their interaction, their trust, and the personal connection they have with their doctor. Treat every patient like you would your family and friends. Speaking of family and friends, to all of you here today, your role in supporting your medical student on their journey in medicine is critical. Medical school is tough. Little things you do for them will make a difference and be appreciated. These students will, in essence, learn a new language and experience life and death up close, all while putting in extremely long hours. Understand that they might not be able to respond to a call, a text, or an email, and they might miss out on important family events. Their priority is focusing on learning everything they can to help their future patients. There will be times when they have breaks in their training, so plan and celebrate those milestones. Take them out for dinner, go to a concert or sporting event, do things with them that they loved to do before medical school took over their life. I promise the sacrifice, dedication, and commitment that your loved one is making to become a doctor will more than pay off in the future. Back to those of you about to receive your white coat. Be aware of your actions and the impact you are capable of making on the people around you. You will have immense power to make a positive impact. Please act carefully, act thoughtfully, act responsibly, and most of all, act selflessly. I promise you that if you focus on the patient, you will get it right nearly every single time. My hope for each of you is that you'll wear your white coat with a little pride and a whole lot of humility. Congratulations again, class of 2021, and welcome to the University of Illinois College of Medicine family.
So even though Colleen is just a recent quote-unquote graduate, she surely has the ability to give a wonderful talk and to share with the family and the students of what today means. And it's really a demarcation day. It's a day when you wear the white coat and you go into a room with the white coat, people perceive you as totally different. You have an aura and a respect, and with that comes the expectations that Dr. Anderson was talking about. So the white coats will be presented to the faculty by the upper class students. The faculty will coat and welcome the class of 2021. Dr. Blevins, please rejoin at the podium.
So students will, the first two rows, please line up and come forward when your name is called. Dr. King will ask the students to sign the teacher-learner agreement first, a document which outlines the guiding principles of the profession of medicine, duty, integrity, and respect. Students will then come to center stage to receive their coats. Diane Alcatu, Bachelor of Arts in Biology from the University of Chicago, from Romeoville, Illinois. Drew Amador, Orion, Illinois, St. Ambrose University, Bachelor of Science in Biology. Justin E. Bailey, Bachelor of Science Biology, Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, from Olney, Illinois. Abraham Baker, DeKalb, Illinois, Bachelor of Science Biology, Northern Illinois University. Leanna Beauchamp, Kingston, Illinois, Augustana College, Bachelor of Arts Biology and Pre-Med. Thank you, Dr. Stagnaro Green. Would Dr. Myers please come to center stage? Christy Benham, Bachelor of Science in Biology from Northeastern Illinois University. Aisha Bahati, Glenview, Illinois, Bachelor of Science, Biological Science, University of Illinois at Chicago. Nicole Blumenstein, Willowbrook, Illinois, Arizona State University, Bachelor of Music and Opera Performance. Alexandra Boshanek, Burbank, Illinois, Bachelor of Science in Biology from St. Xavier University and a Master's in Medical Physiology from Loyola University. Kaylee M. Bodigheimer, Minot, Illinois, Bachelor of Arts in Biology from Illinois Wesleyan University. Thank you, Dr. Myers. Will Dr. Anderson please step forward, and will the next row of students please stand and line up? Veronica Bozek, Chicago, Illinois, Bachelor of Arts in Neuroscience and Economics from Knox College. Anissa Bravo, Chicago, Illinois, Bachelor of Arts in Public Health, University of Illinois at Chicago. Enrique Seppi, Elmwood Park, Illinois, Bachelor of Science in Biology, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, University of Illinois at Chicago. Irisa Clark, Joliet, Illinois, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, Bachelor of Science in Community Health and a Master's of Public Health. Daniel Corridor, Chicago, Illinois, Bachelor of Science in Biology from Northeastern Illinois University. Janeth Desai, Lisle, Illinois. Bachelor of Arts Philosophy, Bachelor of Science Neuroscience Philosophy from the University of Illinois at Chicago and a Master's of Public Health and Community Health Sciences. Bradley T. Dooley, Bloomington, Illinois, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry from Monmouth College. Michael Gonzalez, Highland Park, Illinois. Bachelor of Science, Molecular and Cellular Biology, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Thank you, Dr. Anderson. Would Dr. Bardello please step forward, and will the next row of students please line up? Corey S. Hayskamp, Hawthorne, New Jersey. Bachelor of Arts, Ecology and Evolution from the University of Colorado. Master's in Microbiology from the University of Massachusetts. Ernesto Hernandez, Yuma, Arizona. Bachelor of Science, Neuroscience and Cognitive Science and Molecular and Cellular Biology from the University of Arizona. Colin Kavanaugh, Yorkville, Illinois. Bachelor of Science in Health Science from Bradley University. Annalise M. Coley, Bartlett, Illinois. Bachelor of Arts in Neuroscience and Psychology from Boston University. Niwan Kong, San Francisco, California. Bachelor of Arts in Molecular and Cell Biology, University of California, Berkeley. Emily C. Kroger, Clinton, Illinois. Bachelor of Science, Molecular and Cellular Biology, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Raj A. Kumar, Lecanto, Florida, Bachelor of Science, Neuroscience and Biochemistry from the University of Minnesota. Jenna Kiriazis, Des Plaines, Illinois. University of Chicago, Biology Specialization in Endocrinology from Loyola University. Michelle K. Lim, Pleasanton, California. Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, University of California, Los Angeles. Will the next row please come forward? Thank you, Dr. Bardello. Will Dr. Vitale please step forward? Jonathan A. Lynn, Dublin, California, Bachelor of Science in Biology from Wheaton College. Jared Madden, Big Rock, Illinois, Bachelor of Science, Molecular and Cellular Biology, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Tanya Magana, Gilbert's, Illinois. Bachelor of Science in Speech Pathology from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, and a Master's in Biotechnology from Rush University. Jennifer Main, Galesburg, Illinois. Bachelor of Science, Molecular and Cellular Biology, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Chad R. Martins, Erie, Illinois, Bachelor of Arts, Pre-Med, Augustana College. Maya McLean, Vernon Hills, Illinois, Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry from Occidental College. Thank you, Dr. Vitale. Would Dr. Nora please come forward? Alexandra N. McVicker, Heron, Illinois, Bachelor of Science in Biological Sciences, Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. Jairam Mohan, Scottsdale, Arizona, Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry with a concentration in Biochemistry from Washington University in St. Louis. Megan Nolan, Coffeen, Illinois, Bachelor of Science in Biology from Truman State University. Sagar V. Pamlapati, Heartland, Wisconsin, Masters in Bioethics and Bachelors in Medical Anthropology from Case Western Reserve University. Cesar Ramirez, Naperville, Illinois, Bachelor of Science, Biological Science, Bachelor of Art, General Psychology from the University of Illinois at Chicago. Cody Roderman, Damiensville, Illinois, Bachelor of Arts, Anthropology, Washington University in St. Louis. Thank you, Dr. Nora. Will Dr. Fernando please come forward, and will the next row line up? Angela M. Ray, Mokina, Illinois, Bachelor of Science, Psychology from the University of Alabama. Lauren Rivkin, Wilmette, Illinois, Bachelor of Science, Neuroscience from Duke University. Jairo Rosales Garcia, Northlake, Illinois, Bachelor of Arts, Psychology, Illinois Wesleyan University. Gerardo Rubio, Rockford, Illinois, Bachelor of Science, Biomolecular Engineering, and an MBA in Business Administration from the Milwaukee School of Engineering. Ryan Schaub, Dixon, Illinois, Bachelor of Science in Molecular and Cellular Biology, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Christian P. Schmidt, Lake Forest, Illinois, Bachelor of Arts in Biology from Yale University. Haley E. Selleck, Paxton, Illinois, Bachelor of Science, Biological Sciences, Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. Thank you, Dr. Fernando. Will Dr. Baptist please come forward? Parshva Shah, Schaumburg, Illinois, Bachelor of Science, Molecular and Cellular Biology, and a Bachelor of Science in Psychology, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Bailey B. Swan, Belvedere, Illinois, Bachelor of Science in Biology, American International College. Shannon Taylor, Quincy, Illinois, Bachelor of Science, Biology and Chemistry from Quincy University. Andre Thomas Jr., Oswego, Illinois, Bachelor of Science, Nutrition from the University of Illinois at Chicago. Chung Tai Tien, Fremont, California, Bachelor of Arts, Biology, University of Chicago. Angelica Ukaiwe, Calumet City, Illinois, a Bachelor of Science in Molecular and Cellular Biology from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, and a Master's in Biotechnology from Johns Hopkins University. Riley Van Velsoort, Galesburg, Illinois, Bachelor of Arts, Biopsychology, Monmouth College. Two students could not attend the ceremony today, so please acknowledge Akash Khurana with the Bachelor of Science, Molecular and Cellular Biology from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, and Obi Wazada from Houston, Texas, a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science at Bradley University. So please join me once again in congratulating the class of 2021. Dr. Mitchell King to come to the podium, and he will lead the students in the oath on entering medical school.
Will the class of 2021 please rise and repeat after me? I now swear by what I hold most sacred that I will conduct myself with personal and academic integrity. And exhibit respect toward my fellow students, instructors, and all those involved in my education. As I learn the skills and values of medicine. I will work on behalf of the patients entrusted to my care and exhibit humane behavior when doing so. I will work on behalf of the patients entrusted to my care and exhibit humane behavior when doing so. I will respect all professional standards in my relations with patients, their families, and friends. I will respect all professional standards in my relations with patients, their families, and their friends. Especially the standard of confidentiality. I will work to protect the dignity and nobility of the medical profession. I will work to protect the dignity and nobility of the medical profession. This day, I do swear these things freely and upon my honor. This day, I do swear these things freely and upon my honor. You may be seated. So now we will have an oath of support from family, friends, and teachers. And what I want you to do is just read this along with me. Ready? We solemnly swear to be a source of encouragement for the class of 2021 of the University of Illinois College of Medicine. We will give them the respect and consideration which they as students of medicine will need. We will help them carry out their studies with conscience and dignity. Recognizing this will be a critical period in their professional formation. We pledge our support and acknowledge the sacrifices that will be required. As parents, families, friends, and teachers, we make these promises enthusiastically and without reservation. Thank you all.
Congratulations, class of 2021, and welcome to the medical profession. You've now started a lifelong journey that will be exciting, rewarding, challenging, and make you into lifelong learners. It's great to have you aboard. I would like to thank the family and the friends who joined us today. It is with great pleasure that we celebrate this important rite of passage for the class of 2021 as they begin their time as medical professionals. Please follow the signs to visit the medical equipment sale and take a complimentary family portrait in the lobby. Family and guests are invited to join us for a reception in the Partners Pavilion and lobby. Please remain seated as the class of 2021 exits the auditorium. Congratulations again to everybody.